Alright, first I'll start this video out by giving credit to all those before me who have done the 360 mount, posted your best design. I've kind of cherry-picked a little bit from everyone, and this is what I've come up with, so hopefully this is an improvement. I wanted a 360 mount that wouldn't damage my helmet. I decided to use an existing GoPro mount, and this mount will have to be sacrificial because we're going to take it apart. Here's the finished product. It's 4.5 feet in total length, and as you can see, the ballast is internal. I put the weights inside this threaded 1-inch pipe, so it's removable, fully adjustable in case you want to change the length of the boom. I used the existing GoPro mount on the helmet, and so that's removable. It's a 360-degree swivel, and I've got it balanced here, but it has up and down movement as well. And I've kind of limited the movement on it because it was the camera was going too high or too low and hitting the handlebars and the helmet, etc. So, and then a 32-inch boom, and I just shaker canned it black just for aesthetics, but that is white PVC pipe. So here's the full shopping list right here. We've got the handlebar seat post mount for GoPro. This will attach to the boom and then mount to the camera. The sacrificial mount that I mentioned. 2-inch caster wheel with a flat base. We're going to drill the axle out and replace it with a screw. This is a socket cap screw and a nylon lock nut. That's number 10 by 32 is what I chose because I think it's going to go right through the axle. A couple washers to keep that together. We're going to use JB Weld to weld the GoPro mount to the caster wheel. It will mount to the boom, which in my case will be a 3/4-inch PVC pipe. And actually I came up with a new design because I didn't want the ballast to be washers swinging in the air hitting people in the head, so I actually bought a 2-inch section of PVC also, and we're going to attach that on the end of the 3/4-inch using a splice to 3/4 threaded. So go 1-inch to 3/4 threaded. This is a 3/4 adapter. Screw that in right there, and that will attach the boom. So we'll have the ballast in one end and the boom on the other end, and then an end cap for the 1-inch side and a 3/4-inch end cap as well. And obviously you'll need some sort of PVC cement to go with that. So I did pick up some plastic black paint just to make it look good. That's just aesthetics though. And then for the ballast I'm using a 3/4-inch threaded rod that's 6-inch with obviously a nut. And then this is my ballast, these 3/4-inch washers here. Okay, so step 1, drill the axle out of the caster wheel. Once you drill the rivet side out, the axle should just slip right out and the wheel comes right out. Okay, so the socket cap screw I chose fits perfectly through the caster wheel. It's 1.5 inches long and then leaves enough room for a washer on each side and the lock nut. Next, unscrew the GoPro mount and epoxy it to the caster wheel. Okay, this was the messy part. On the caster wheel I actually filled in all the open spaces, as you can see with JB Weld, and just kind of let it dry. And then the same thing with the GoPro mount. I welded the screws in with JB Weld and then kind of filled the open spaces in to create like a solid piece. And then I'm actually going to use a little riser piece of aluminum and mount it here just so I've got enough clearance. Alright, so there's the caster mounted to the GoPro, and you can see there's a little aluminum spacer that I used just to give me a little bit of clearance. So the last modification I have to make is I made a little L bracket. It's about 2 inches wide and 1 inch high, and that's going to slide right in the front. I'm going to weld that right there, and that's going to make it so the boom doesn't go too low and hit the helmet or the handlebars or whatever. Okay, I've made some cuts, so I'll show you what I've done here. I cut the 1-inch PVC pipe down to a smaller length, Put the end cap on there. Eventually I'll cement this together. The ballast, I've put the washers together, and I've actually used a lock washer and cinched it right down so it doesn't move, and that way it fits right into the 1-inch pipe like that. Sticks out just a little bit, and that leaves room for the 3/4 inch threaded adapter. Threaded part cinches right down. You can tighten that right down to where the ballast doesn't move around at all. No rattles, no nothing. And then that just goes on the end of the 3/4 inch boom. Okay, I've drilled a hole in the 3/4 inch boom, and this is where you choose how wide of an angle you want with the GoPro by how far back you want the camera mounted. So I've chosen 32 inches just based on watching other videos, and I'm going to give that a try. Alright, we've got the GoPro mounted on the end. We've got the end cap on, which I will cement on later. We've got the hole drilled and a basic balance point already established. The total length is 54 inches or 4.5 feet, with the ballast side being 22 inches and the boom side being 32 inches. So there it is mounted. I didn't end up using the washers, just the lock nut.
Going down.